to you?
I think you dive into the mentality, which is Justin Fields, because, I mean, if I were in his corner, I'd tap on his shoulder and say, man, you don't need to do anything else. You go out there and tell all these guys to watch the film because you put out good film and you have one pro day. But for him to come out and do another pro day, he's sort of saying that, okay, you want to see more? I'm willing to show you more. I'll do more. Here it is, coaches. What do you want to see? If you want to see it, I'm willing to do whatever you want to do, because I feel it'd be easy for Justin to say, one pro day, I'm good. Watch the film. Moving on. Whoever drafts me, drafts me. But he's got this thing inside of him that wants to compete and wants to continually show everyone out there what he can do, and I respect that.
That's an interesting mentality. So, Des, what is on the film? You have watched every snap he has taken in his career as you cover for us. So as you assess him relative to the other quarterbacks in this draft, how do you see him? Where is he on the list of the best in this draft as far as you're concerned?
Well, first, let me address what Teddy said about his competitive nature. This isn't about, I don't think it's about Justin being so competitive he wants to go out there and show them what he has again. This was already in play. From quotes that I've read from his agent, once the Kyle Shanahan and GM went to go see Mac Jones at the Alabama Pro Day, which is the same day as Justin Fields' first Pro Day, they said, you know what? We're going to do another pro day too, so you guys can come see our guy live and in person. So I don't think it's more about, hey, let me go out here and show them how competitive I am. Once that happened, this pro day was in motion. So that's why they're doing it. As far as Justin Fields and where he stacks up with the other five, he's probably the most athletically gifted of the other four quarterbacks. His arm strength is incomparable. I think he has really good accuracy in the pocket. But then when he breaks contain, he wants to run. He's not looking down the field that much. And then he has had issues with his progression. You look at the Indiana game, you look at the Northwestern game, you look what Alabama did to him too.
So there's a lot to dissect there. Teddy, let's look at some tape. I know you put together a little tape for us today on what you're seeing in Justin and how you think it could translate. What do you see?
Yeah, and just what Dez is talking about there, his athletic ability as a defender, defending against someone like this, it's easy for defenses to get ready for the structure of a play. Okay, here's the structure of a play, for example, of Patrick Mahomes. You get a rusher up the middle of the pocket, and he's able to use that ability and improvise and make some type of play where he gets it out of there. That's a Patrick Mahomes play. Andy Reid didn't call that play right there, okay? Similar to Justin Fields, if it's not there initially and he doesn't have it, defensively we have it covered, but then it's like, man, do I rush him? Do I stay back in coverage? And that's a throw he can make on the run also. So it's just those problems, looking at it from a defensive perspective. When I have a quarterback that's going to stay there in the pocket, and I know he's going to be there, I know what to do within the structure of my defense on how to stop it. But once there's that extra element, which Justin has, I think that gives him a lot of ability in terms of more value to a team.
By the way, Desmond, did you see what he did there? He showed Patrick Mahomes against the Jets, and then he showed Justin Fields against Michigan. I take that personally, and you should too.
Cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded.
That's what I think. I think Teddy.
You should have cut his mic, Green. You should have cut his mic.
He's coming at us early. But Kimberly, let me circle all the way back to you, which is to say, what is at stake then? If the mentality he's taking into this is today isn't going to decide where I get drafted, then what is it about? What is at stake today as we all get set to watch and follow what Justin Fields does?
Listen, Justin Fields is super confident in himself, but it's just being you in front of a different set of eyes. We talked about the amount of pro days that are happening, some guys having pro days on the same days. Now teams bringing in different guys, and coaches that I talk to, they repeatedly say, I just want to see him live. I just want to get a feel for him. And even though I saw him before, I actually just want to see him again. There are no private workouts, so this is his opportunity to get up close and personal with a lot of teams.
And so does he, I guess what I want to ask you is, does he still have a chance to break into the top three? We have been acting as though the top three picks are basically set. Does he still have a chance to change that dynamic, Kimberly? It's as simple as that.
Depending on who you talk to. I know Mac Jones is penciling on some people's mock drafts, but a lot of other personnel guys in the league think he's the third guy. So I'm really interested to see what the 49ers do because, you know, you look at Mac Jones versus Trey Lance and Justin Fields. You can make a case for all of these guys. And Kyle Shanahan, we know what he can do with quarterbacks. It really comes down to which quarterback traits does he like and which guy does he think is going to set his team apart.
Well, that is the perfect way to
I'm telling you right
Teddy.
now, fellas. Hey, guys, minds are made up. Minds are made up. And if they don't know what they're doing, 1, 2, 3 by now, they need to be fired, okay? Because minds are made up, and something Justin does at a pro day right now, I don't think is going to change anybody's mind.
Dez, go ahead.
Greeny's not going to get a word in this show. This is what's going to happen. Okay.
Go ahead, Desmond.
Minds aren't made up. Kyle Shanahan's been flying across the country for some dog and pony show just because he wants to add some extra miles or something like that. When you have a guy like Justin Fields is in play. He's in play for the 49ers. Trust that.
Okay. We are started off spicy this morning, and I love it. Let's talk about the quarterback who is penciled in on most of these mock drafts, including Mills yesterday, and that is Mac Jones. And the reality of it is, his numbers this past season were better than anybody's. Not just better than anyone in this class, but by some measures, better than anybody's ever. And then yesterday on this show, Louis Riddick had more to say about Mac Jones. Listen.
Some very, very, very smart quarterback tutors and former offensive coordinators who coached at a very high level in the NFL have told me they believe Mac Jones is the best quarterback in this draft. Not just one that needs to be in the mix or that deserves to be in the mix outside of Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence, but they believe as though ultimately he's the best quarterback.
It wasn't that fascinating. Mike T joins the party with us this morning as well. And Mike T, let me start with you on that. Louis is saying he's heard people say that Mac Jones is actually the best quarterback in this draft. When you hear that, what's your response?
Well, I don't think he is. I think Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback. But what's interesting, Greeny, is I host a call every week with former head coaches and GMs, and we went through the same analysis, and coaches like Wade Phillips and Eric Mangini, who have defended quarterbacks for most of their careers, see Mac Jones in a very similar way to what Louis is alluding to, which is he's so smart, he knows where to go with the ball before the snap, and from a defensive coach perspective, that's deadly. I know for years competing against Teddy's Patriots and Tom Brady, we just hoped that Tom had to make a decision after the ball was snapped, because when they know what to do, it's impossible to defend, and Mac Jones has that sort of acumen in terms of knowing what to do before the ball snapped.
How about it, Dez? Again, you were there with Game Day to document his entire season, and it was historic. He had the highest QBR in the history of that metric. So when you, Desmond, watch Mac Jones, what do you think you're seeing?
Well, you see a smart quarterback, a very accurate quarterback, a guy who's very confident, too. He understands the offense. He had a brilliant play caller, Steve Sarkisian, put them in consistent positions to win. And then he had an all-star cast, Greeny. I mean, from the offensive line, which was one of the best in the country. He had the running back, Najee Harris, who's going to be a first-round pick. And from last year when he stepped in for Tua when Tua got hurt, to this year, you're talking about four first-round draft picks at the wide receiver position. So he's always been set up to succeed, but his ball placement is excellent. He knows where he's going to go with the ball. His reads, pre-snap and post-snaps are on point. But from an athletic standpoint, he's not the guy you're going to say is going to be the best quarterback or have the greatest career. He's going to have a tremendous amount of talent around him to be able to succeed at the next level. Can we please issue a memo, Greeny? Can you please tell all the analysts you cannot use Tom Brady, the greatest outlier in the history of the NFL game, as an example for anything else moving forward? Please, Greeny, please.
I'm delighted you said that. We have so many people that will say, yeah, Brady just won the Super Bowl, so you can do it that way. You're right. He's an outlier. But Teddy, let me come to you on this. As a Super Bowl champion, Louis made another point in that same conversation yesterday. He said the objective of the draft is to help you win games and win championships. It's not about winning the draft. So if Mac Jones is the right guy for San Francisco in this case, even if he isn't the best player on the board, he helps them win, then Louis is saying he's the right pick. As you hear that, Teddy, what do you think?
You'd have to, you got to justify that with being the number 3 overall pick. I'm with Dez on this. With whom he played with, the situation that he was in. I mean, Mac Jones, yeah, he sounds like someone that can play 10 years in the league, but he can also be a backup for 10 years. I mean, this is the number 3 overall pick. Now, to say that he's the best quarterback in the draft, period, I mean, okay, listen, there are a lot of opinions out there, okay? I mean, I've talked to opinions that hear that opinion and laugh at it. Like, how is that even possible? With Trevor Lawrence there, with Zach Wilson there, with Justin Fields there, I don't know. So there are a couple times in the calendar in the NFL where teams tell the truth. They tell the truth during free agency based on their actions and who they sign, and they tell the truth in the draft by who they select. So we'll see right now what the truth is come draft day.